Last time, I had to remember what happened.
Last time.
You guys were just about to fight Lorgoth, honestly. That's what happened last time.
Yep.
Oh, shit,
Yep.
really?
We're freeze-framed.
Yep.
Again.
Freeze-framed.
Yeah.
I just opened my notebook, and the only thing I wrote down, I have the date, and then just McKinley, and that's all I wrote down for the entire session.
Good.
I'm so good at taking notes, guys. Okay.
Yeah.
Who's McKinley?
The one who's taken over by Lorgoth.
Who's McKinley? Oh, Susie.
Wait.
Was it Chief
She's the transporter chief, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That was a
Chief
Lorgoth puppet.
Transporter McKinley?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. For some
Yeah.
reason, I always want to think of her as Mackenzie. I can't.
That's the
figure-
doctor.
Because they're very similar names.
The
Yeah.
doctors, Mackenzie.
They are very similar.
Cecilia Mackenzie.
And who's the first officer?
Watkins.
Watkins.
Oh, okay. Not a McCannon.
Not another Nick.
McKelly.
That's a good one, though. McCannon.
McKinnon.
Okay.
So we last left you guys. Lorgoth did he say anything? I can't remember. He probably said something.
I don't think so.
Maybe, yeah.
What happened was, okay, Susie, let me refresh your memory because I took notes. What happened was we were, in that room, that lab of Zachariah's.
Yep.
And we subdued Strelvik and beamed him to the brig.
Yep.
And then we noticed some fucking shit outside the window, and it's Lorgoth, and he's got McKinley like a puppet. And we cut McKinley free, and then you were describing new Lorgoth.
Oh, that's right. You made new
sleeping
Lorgoth
through the window and saying
you got too sexy.
Yeah, that he was girthy and braided and sensual, and so
I don't think I said any of that. I think you guys said that.
Undoubtedly, girthy's what got us started.
Yeah,
but basically, we made a bunch of sex jokes about the second version of Lorgoth.
the second coming.
The second.
Oh, God. Sexy Lorgoth?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I hope
Hey,
someone draws
guys.
some fan art about sexy Lorgoth.
The sexiest.
He's got all the tentacles?
Yeah, he's well, they're not tentacles actually. They're just like vines. They're plant matter.
Right.
So
Those are some thick vines.
they act like tentacles, right?
They're planticles.
Yeah, they're there was a word that I've struggled for up until the very end to describe him, and I finally got it at the end of the session, and now I don't remember what it was again.
Oh, fuck.
Sexy Lorgoth.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. Anyway, he looks more... his form is more coherent than it was before. I think when we last left off, I was talking about how when you originally met him, he was sort of just a pile of organic refuse and organic mass, like plant matter. He was just technically he was a shambling mound, and that's what that creature was in that module that I used. Mm-hmm. And he's not a shambling mound anymore. Apparently he's a sexy plant man monster. So
As soon as it has even sort of a bipedal situation, we're gonna sexualize it.
yeah.
Yes.
So, you had managed to, Loxus used her Batleth, and you freed McKinley from the grasp of Lorgoth, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
She chomps McKinley down.
Yep.
But then the big girthy guy kind of plopped down on top of McKinley, and that's where we stopped.
You guys scanned for life signs, right? And found out that, did you? Right? You found
that McKinley's alive.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just drinking my orange crush.
I'm definitely going to drop that REM song in.
Got my spine, I've got my orange crush.
So, I guess let's just get in it. I want everyone to roll initiative. If you don't remember, and I don't blame you for not remembering, For initiative, you're going to roll 2 dice and you add the numbers in a certain way. Negative is a 2, a blank is a 4, and a plus is a 6.
Shakel got 6
Okay.
in total.
Posa got 10.
That's right.
Wait, how much am I rolling?
Just 2 dice. Posa got 10.
Yeah.
Shakel, would you get 6?
Yes.
I'll roll for Lorgoth.
This is some Wayside Stories from Wayside School shit, because it's like, well, pluses is this, and minuses is this. And I'm like, I'm bad at math anyway, so add this in. So I got a plus and a minus. Can you guys, is it 8? Is that 8?
Plus and a minus is an 8.
Yay!
What's a plus and a neutral?
That is 4
Also
plus
10.
6 is 10.
Okay.
You and I are going at the same time again.
Yep.
Team.
Getting it.
Teamwork makes a dream work.
Lorgoth and Penny are at 8.
Oh.
And Shakel's at 6.
Mm-hmm.
Am I missing anyone? No, that'd be it.
Is Zachariah still hiding?
Yeah, technically Zachariah is there too, but he's being a real big coward.
I'll
Okay.
give him an initiative, but he's not really he's not a
Gonna
fighter.
fight. Yeah.
What? You don't say. He's not a fighter.
His initiative is he's also 10.
Oh, dang.
But he probably won't do a lot just because he's busy back there. He doesn't have a phaser or anything, right? Was he going to do huck rocks?
Beakers. He's gonna huck beakers.
Yeah, so
Yes.
Lorgoth comes out and, well, he, sort of lifts himself through the window. He uses his vines to sort of float through the window. He's not climbing, right? He uses his vines to kind of push up off the floor. Mm-hmm. That way his feet are never touching the ground. You've ever seen, Doc Ock in Spider-Man has those tentacles and he never touches the floor. Lorgoth kind of does that with his tentacles. And he comes through. And I'm trying to figure out what the new voice for Lorgoth is, if it's gonna be the same voice or if I should change it.
Deeper.
How unsexy do you want him to be?
It's the same voice, but deeper because he's hit puberty.
I've just been struggling with this because I can't use his old voice because he'll sound really fucking nerdy. Or maybe I can, and that's the joke.
Maybe you do. I mean, he is a fucking plant, so...
So he had that
There's
normal
that.
voice. He had the, hi, how did it go? Hi,
It's very
it's
similar to
me.
that.
There
Yeah,
we
yes.
go. Hi, hello, I'm Lorgoth. But then when you pissed him off and you wouldn't play nice with him, he got all death metal-y, right?
He did,
So,
yeah.
So he has his conversation voice and then his intimidation voice. So let's see if I can do it lower. He comes to the window and he says, "Oh, oh, hello, ladies."
Slower and slower.
So he's Val Venus now?
Hello, ladies.
God,
Hello,
did
ladies.
you just reference Val Venus?
Yes.
Holy shit. He comes through and he says, "Well, hello, ladies. Fancy meeting you here. Actually, it's not a coincidence at all." And he thwaps a tentacle in your direction. He misses you, but he's, when you're at a Chinese place and they're doing the noodles, and they're they throw the noodles at you, and then they flip them back. It doesn't hit you. And then he says, "This time, I will finish what I started, and I'll have you roll for initiative."
We just did, babe.
And you rolled for initiative. Good job. So
Drop that in here.
We did it.
all right. We did drink Kendra last night, so I was a little slow today. Posa and Loxus are gonna go first. Lorgoth is, I would say, the lab is big, but it's more long and narrow than it is it's a long and narrow rectangle rather than a square. So you're all sort of near the window where he came out of. I would say you're all within 25 feet. I'll say you're all within 25 feet of Lorgoth, which is close enough if you're thinking of traditional D&D rules. Definitely close enough to hit. How does movement work in this? Let me look this up real quick. Sorry. Actually, I'm not going to look it up too much. I'll say if you're within 30 feet, you're going to be able to move for free. If you're outside of 30 feet, then you'll have to use your action to move. But if you're within 30 feet, you can move and strike. So
Yeah, it says you can do 2 actions every time.
okay.
But just if you're a certain amount of close, it doesn't cost an action. But you can do 2 things that are an action
Right.
every
Okay.
turn.
Right. Okay. All right. Posa and Penny. Posa and Lox, excuse me. Since you're all in range, I wouldn't say you're gonna have to like specifically move to attack. What would you both like to do? You'll both go at the same time.
Well, does Lorgoth... I mean, he's obviously talking out of a mouthpiece. Some kind of hole.
Yeah, he's got sort of like a crude facsimile of, he's got shoulders, a neck, and a head. It's not like he's got eyes or a nose or a mouth or anything, but when he talks psychically, actually. So, because he doesn't have organs.
Vocal cords.
Yeah, he doesn't have lungs, he doesn't have vocal cords, so he's actually speaking psychically.
Oh my god, that means he thinks that voice sounds pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, it does.
He's like, this is what all the cool guys sound like. Meh.
It's not, he's not had a lot of exposure.
No.
Because he was sort of on a planet. They picked him up, right?
If he doesn't have organs, he doesn't have ears, so maybe he never heard anyone talk.
Yeah.
Well, he's psychic. He can read minds. He can speak to your minds.
Right.
So, right. He has no idea what a voice sounds like, just like you said.
He thinks his voice sounds extra cool, is all I'm saying.
Right. Yes, exactly. So, there's nothing that moves when he talks.
Okay, because, so I guess what I'm trying to figure out is if there would be, like, a head to this pimple.
Oh, sure. You guys scanned for that, I think, the first time, and you failed.
Uh-oh.
Posa,
Scan
scan it
time.
again.
I can't remember who scanned it, but I'm pretty sure someone scanned to see if they could find, like, sort of that central system that, makes Lorgoth, but you didn't find
if I had to
anything.
take a guess, it would have been Shaq.
I can't remember, because both of us were doing a lot of fucking scanning in the first couple episodes.
That's where Loxos would probably head to, and if we don't have a good lock on it, then it would be Loxos's best guess.
Right.
That I would just immediately go for.
Right.
I mean, I went in tits a-blazing last time and it seemed to go okay. So, as far as I'm concerned, this is the best plan ever.
Yeah. I would be torn. I would be like, part of me wants to know exactly what it is he thinks he's doing and why and all of that kind of shit. And then I would also probably just immediately point my phaser at him. Right. And then also at the same time be like, fuck, that doesn't work. And get my dagger. What did I have? I don't have a batleth. I have a macleth.
Yes, you have the little knifey guy.
Yeah, I have one of those. So I'd probably honestly waste my turn trying to figure out what I want to do and then pulling out my knife.
You're not scanning anymore? I'm definitely not scanning. I'm just running up.
You're just going to run up? Okay. So, you're going to run up and attack?
Yeah.
All right. Roll me. Since you're using your batleth, you have advantage. You can roll 3 dice.
Okie dokie.
And you only need one positive. Yep.
I got it.
All right. You just got 1 plus?
I got 1 plus.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so describe it. You definitely hit. How do you hit him?
Well, so I'm also trying to imagine him, right? Because he's a more defined blob of vines.
Yes,
correct.
He's got like the general shape of a human. It's vines sort of wrapped in and entwined on each other, so it's a pretty loose interpretation of a human body. But yes, I will say, he's like a 6-foot man shaped.
And are there tables or whatnot between? Are we in a lab?
Yeah, you're in a lab. Zachariah's hidden behind a display case where they're keeping a bunch of, various exciting rocks.
I'm going straight for this. I'm going straight for Lorgoth's fucking head shape.
Yeah, you already had attacked Lorgoth to free McKinley, so you're already pretty much there. So you don't have to leap across any tables or anything like that.
Oh, okay.
Aw. You back up and then run forward again.
Right. I just hop up on a table, flip back down off of it, and then attack, and then go just go batleth to a cross sectional, right, from his ear to through his nipple.
Okay.
I wanna cut his body in half.
Right. You're doing that diagonal cool ninja thing where you cut someone.
Yeah, and then they just slide off.
Yeah.
Well, so what happens is your batleth, you go for his shoulder, right? Or maybe, between his shoulder and his neck. And you get in there and you do damage, but you sort of feel like it's so dense that your batleth only goes in, I would say, 4 or 5 inches, clunk, and then stops. But he does make, He does. He didn't like that, that's for sure. So you're standing there, your batleth is not stuck. You could pull it back out, right? You just kind of did a hack. So you didn't get very far. So Posa, did you just want to sort of wait and watch?
I had forgotten that I was kind of hovering over, well, no, because Strelvek I sent to the ship, and then I don't think that I went towards the window or anything. I don't remember making that conscious decision. So I feel like I'm kind of a little bit behind the group. So I could say that as I'm struggling to fucking try, want to communicate with Lorgoth, but also being oh fuck, I gotta take out my knife, I'll move forward towards him some.
Okay.
And if you let me try and attack, I will. Otherwise, it's me just fumbling and trying to figure shit out.
Okay. So you're just sort of taking a rule that's not necessarily in Tiny D6, but is in a lot of other systems, is that if you defer an action, you can sort of say, well, if this happens, then I'll do this. So is there any sort of triggering event where if something happens in the battle in this round, it only is one round, that maybe you would want to attack Lorgoth or I guess scan Lorgoth, or I don't know what else you would do. Or you could just wait.
He already technically went, right? So it's not till the second round that he's
No,
gonna
he
go
hasn't.
again.
He hasn't gone yet.
Oh, okay. Well, then if he actually sends out a tentacle or something like that, then I'll make an actual attack, either on the tentacle if it's near me or just his body area.
Okay. You're just gonna wait and see what he does, and if he makes an attack, then you'll use that chance to attack him.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Penny and Lorgoth go next at the same time. Penny, what would you like to do?
So am I not hiding with Zachariah, but where was I when
you were behind there with Zachariah for a bit.
Yeah.
Did you?
Oh, and then I tried to jump out and I ate
failed.
shit.
And then
Yeah.
you were like, nope, never mind. I'm just staying back here. That's what I totally meant to do. Yep.
So what type of sword did I bring? I think I had 2, machetes, if I remember correctly.
I remember discussing this and trying to figure out if it was machetes that you meant, and I think it is what you meant, and that is what you wanted, yes.
Cool. Okay, so I have dual-wield machetes. I am going to, I picture in my head, I'm hearing that song from The Matrix, where it's bum, bum, ba, da, ba, 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 ba. And I am going to use my parkour trait and just, fucking run along the walls, straight up from The Matrix, along the walls with my machetes, and then just go all, hacky over Lorgoth.
So,
yeah.
Your parkour, you gain advantage when testing to do acrobatic tricks such as tumbling, long distance jumps, climbing, or maintaining balance.
Yes.
So if you want to run along the wall, you're going to have to
do.
give me a roll. So roll 3D fate.
Okay. Woo! Are you fucking kidding me?
Do you eat shit again?
I use my green dice because they're the only ones, I'm the only one who has them, and so therefore they should work for me, right? Well, that's not the case, apparently. I got 3 negatives. So I failed with style, I think, is the rule on this.
So, what does that look like when you fail? Describe that for us.
Okay, so I stand up and you can just like see the resolve in my eyes, and I am maybe even out loud kind of to myself going dun 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 dun, because I've seen The Matrix being one of the great ancient Earth 1990 films.
Right.
And so I'm like, yeah. And so I start to just think I am Neo. That's actually, the end of my name is Pen Neo. It's not just Pen. I'm Pen Neo at this point. And if I had sunglasses, I would put them on. And I go to run up the wall, and I get like 2 up, and then I realize that I can't run on a fucking wall because I'm on Earth, and I have Earth gravity. And I fall. I'm trying to figure out what happens with my machetes. I think I fall, and my machetes just fly across the room, I'm thinking. Because this is with style, after all.
Don't have to do that. They can fall within arm's reach.
They could just kind of clatter around you.
Yeah, they just clatter around. And I mean, I'm not even close to Lorgoth. Like, I'm barely... He maybe not even knew no, he would have known I was there because of my desk incident. God, I'm clumsy. Why did I spend all that time practicing parkour? That's what happens then. I try to run across the wall. I trip on the windowsill, and because I'm on the wall, and I clang down, my machete's clang, and I'm just like, oh shit.
You have one more action if you want to try to, walk
Do you
it
want
off.
me to?
Stand up and pretend nothing happened.
Yeah. I just stand up and grab my machetes and go, whoa, like Keanu Reeves. And then I duck back behind the desk.
Oh, boy.
Coward.
You just go back to hanging out with Zachariah. Okay.
This is the worst.
As this is happening, you're sort of running up the wall at the same time. But Lorgoth is dealing with Loxus, right? So he's not really paying attention to you. So he doesn't see you totally with it. But what he does is he takes a vine, and he's going to roll 2 dice, and he's going to try to grab it around Loxus. So let me roll my dice. Okay, so he succeeded. And Loxus, I need you to roll me 2 dice. And this is a save test, and this will determine whether you're grappled or not.
Do I just need 1?
You just need 1 plus on 2 dice.
I didn't get that.
You didn't get it? Okay, so Lorgoth's vine sort of snakes around your body and constrains you, right? So he's got you sort of wrapped up in his...
Posa, where are you? Where's that reflex?
Yeah, did you want to Posa? If you wanted to, you could use this chance to sort of... you were sort of waiting for him to do something with the vine, right?
Yeah. Can I run and try and jump onto his body form, like on his head shoulder kind of area?
Yeah.
And just like,
yeah. So since you don't have advantage to cool parkour stuff, you could just roll 2 dice.
Okay.
Well, apparently I don't have the advantage to cool parkour stuff either.
Didn't you? Well, I mean, you do. You just didn't do a great job.
Great job.
Just even with the advantage, I suck at it.
I know it doesn't matter, but I got 2 pluses.
Oh man, that's a sick burn to poor Penny.
Cool.
So
I'm so
I
happy
run,
for you.
and I run on some of his tentacles, just like huh,
Yes.
and then jump onto his back.
okay, so we'll say that you're grappling him.
Yeah.
And then he'll also make a save test to try to avoid being grappled by you. He failed. So
Good job.
you're kind of like holding on to him. What part of your body is holding on to what part of his body in that grapple?
I want to say he's big enough, and I'm technically pretty petite.
Yeah.
That it's like my arms and like my macleth are kind of up at the top of his head type area, or the top of his body shape.
Okay.
And then my legs are probably wrapped around what would be sort of his shoulders or his upper arms.
Okay.
And I'm just like screeching. This is gross, but also really cool.
Shakel, there's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on. You guys did so much in the couple seconds before my turn. Shit. So now I have to worry about hitting Posa should I attack his body region.
So, but for, color of, adding color to the story, I won't ever
Was me tripping on a windowsill not enough to add color to this?
The story is very colory.
It's something that your characters would worry about, but as far as in-game mechanics go, you're never at the risk of shooting a friend. Okay. There's no friendly fire in this, so.
That's good. I think I remember I said I had Bowie knives, 2
I
Bowie
think so.
knives, big ol' ones.
Yeah.
But I think I'd focus. So is there still something outside the window, Susie? Or did all of what was outside come in?
Most of him, I would say like 90% of him is in the room. There's still some vines sort of trailing out.
Okay, but like...
grappled into the brick, right?
Yeah, I would assume whatever part is the like death blow part is inside the room though, right?
I mean...
Would I assume that, do you think?
That's an assumption I think that would be fair for Posa to make. For Shakel to make. Or Posa.
Okay. I think that is what I would assume as Shaq. So I think I'm going to focus on the tentacle that's grappling Locke specifically.
Okay.
It didn't let go when Posa grappled?
Nope. Nope.
Okay. So I think I want to double chop it. Like,
chop.
I have 2 actions. Can I use them both for chops?
Yes.
Okay. I'm chopping twice. I'm going up there and I'm like...
She chopping.
All right.
I'm a chopping machine.
You don't have advantage with your Bowie knives.
Yeah.
I don't believe. But so just roll 2 dice.
Okay. My first chop, unsuccessful.
Okay.
My second chop, I got him.
Okay. So he takes a... Oh!
That's the sound I like to hear.
All right. So you chop, and where do you hit him?
I just...
On the vine?
Whatever looks like the thinnest, most vulnerable spot of the vine that's actually holding on to Loxus.
Okay, perfect. So Loxus, you see Shakel trying to come to your rescue, and we're at the top of our order. It's Posa and Loxus again. What would you like to do? Oh, wait. So actually, Loxus, this is exciting.
Yes.
Since you're but this is also exciting for Posa too. So each round that an enemy is grappled, it takes 2 damage. So Loxus, you take 2 damage.
Oh.
But Lorgath also takes 2 damage because he's being grappled by Posa.
Don't we have very, very low HP though?
Yes, you do.
I have higher HP than you guys do though, right?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Only by 1. You got 7, we all got 6.
So you're down to 5, yep.
You want to get ungrappled.
Okay, well, we need to cut him. I mean, I want to cut him the fuck off of me.
So, on your turn, Loxus, you can make a save to escape the grapple. So roll me 2 dice again, and if you get a single plus, then you can free yourself from... There you go. So what does it look like as you strong-arm yourself out of that grasp?
Oh, can I bite him?
Yeah.
Yes.
I want to bite through his tentacle, through it, because I am pissed that he has put his hands on me. So, yeah, I just grab that motherfucker and I bite through and I tear and I shake my head like a fucking pit bull.
Or any kind of dog.
Yeah, I know, but a pit bull's so good at it. They're so good at it. And I want to look vicious.
So, all right. So you just sort of bite in and sort of like lock your jaw and shake it around and like eviscerate that vine.
Yeah, while I'm slobbering and like the whole time.
So the vine it like whips, it uncurls around you, and that vine is very hurt, but don't worry, he's got more. But it unwinds around your body and like flies off to the side. So that's what Loxus does. Posa, you got this guy, this plant man, in a grapple. What do you do?
He's just this guy.
For the sake of grappling, you can just continue to maintain that grapple. He'll try to get out of it on his turn, but yeah. So what do you want to do? You have 2 actions.
2 actions. Is it completely ridiculous for me to take out my scanning device and try and see if there's any sensitive areas?
No, that's very Posa.
As I'm on him, like, ooh, ooh.
Let me just look at the particulars for the grapple rules, because there really isn't. So this system doesn't really have intense grapple rules.
Can I ask a question? Did I only get 1 action, or do I get 2 actions?
Oh no, you do get 2 actions. I'm sorry,
Okay.
I forgot. Yeah, you could do another thing.
Okay, great. So, so I bite through his tentacle, and then I hack at his fucking head. I'm not going through his shoulder. I'm going through for like the thinnest part of his head,
Sure.
like his neck.
All right, you got your batleth. Roll me 3
yeah.
dice.
Oh yeah, I gotta win.
You did. All right.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and I'm screaming. I'm like also like
Zachariah is just like, what the fuck?
He's not looking, so he only hears just all the yells.
Yeah.
I've met this guy before. We go way back, so I feel real comfortable.
Right, so you land another hit on Lorgath, and again, because the vines are so dense, it doesn't go all the way through, but you feel like this time you got a little bit more purchase in that hack than you did the first time. So, and he's sort of starting to, lose his cool, right? He's sort of starting to wiggle around a lot more and make more noises than he was before. So, all right, Posa. So you're grappled around him. I will say, as long as you can keep your legs and a single arm around him, that you can maintain that grapple, and then you can use one free hand to do something else, whether it's hit him with your mechleth or scan him or whatever.
Yeah. I'm gonna try and get my scanner and give him a good scanning.
Okay. So roll me. You are obviously proficient with Starfleet scanners, so roll me 3 dice. I've never seen a tricorder before. How does this work?
Yeah, 1+.
All right. So you scan him, and the data you get back from the scanner is confusing. You don't sense anything like a heart or any organs. Everything sort of seems to be pulsing with the same level of energy. As far as you can tell on your tricorder, there's not like a sort of Final Fantasy-esque mana orb in the center or something like that, right?
Okay.
No big glowing pustules on the outside that are yellow while everything else is green.
Yep. So that's confusing. You've never, seen anything like that before, probably. So
is there a way to tell, I dare say how thick he is?
2 C's. You do, so yes, as part of the scan, you do sort of get a read back on, it's kind of hard to tell, right, just on your tricorder, if you had more of a scientific getup hanging, like a full, not a full lab, but just even like a travel lab. Yeah. You might be able to process the data and say, he's, the least thick here, he's the thickest here. So let me roll just to see.
It just made me wonder since the batleth, only got so far.
Yeah. No, that's just by virtue of the way he's moving, how hard she's hitting, just multiple factors. So
I'm just picturing a travel lab as a little suitcase, and then you like pop it open, and it like expands like a raft, you know?
Yeah,
And has a bunch of shit in it. And I feel like Posa would have that.
It's an
absolutely.
emergency lab. Yes.
Absolutely, I would.
We didn't bring it on this mission, but
No.
next time.
No, sadly.
So, all right. So you also have one more action if you want to do one more thing. Not you've scanned, you're like, this data doesn't really like help much.
Other than tell everybody in the room, there's not any sort of sensitive areas to this motherfucker. We just gotta chop him. We just gotta chippity chip chip chop.
Oh
Chop him, bitch.
Don't touch me in my sensitive area.
I don't want to touch you in your sensitive areas, motherfucker. God damn it, Lorgoth.
Oh my gosh, as he like opens up his sensitive area. Oh, don't touch me there.
Oh no, don't touch me there.
Creepy motherfucker.
So you just convey that information. Did you want to like attack him or?
Yeah, I mean, I do want to try and just like stab him in the top of this head area that
Sure.
I got since
Yes.
I'm there.
Yeah,
Do it.
go for it.
2 dice?
2 dice. Yep.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, 1 plus.
All right. He screams, "Ow, my sensitive area!"
Shut
just
the fuck up. I
kidding.
kick him a little bit with my heel. Like I'm riding a horse.
Yeah.
God damn it, Lorgoth.
Random like pony.
Oh.
I'm just picturing, like from Lord of the Rings, that really bad CGI where
yeah.
Legolas was like holding on to whatever it was,
that
and they were like
big
busting
troll
him around.
or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, and
The
it's just so
elephant?
bad.
The elephant was it? Because he slides. Doesn't he slide down the elephant like on a surfboard?
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh god.
it does.
On a shield, right, or whatever. Yeah.
I think so.
Man.
That sounds very like Breath of the Wild.
Everyone knows surfboards and shields are the same thing,
Obviously.
especially Link.
So you stab him good in the head, and then
He gives me some sass.
and then it's his and Penny's turn. Penny, you went first last time. I'll have Lorgoth go this time, so just to keep it fair. He says, "Oh, I like it when you ride me, Posa."
Damn it!
Gross!
He called you by name.
Christ.
Creepy motherfucker.
Gross! Lorgoth and I were very close for a while he was in my lab.
Oh,
This is
God.
very disturbing.
You got tentacle love?
So he's gonna try to get out of your grasp, and he does not. So you still have him
Yes.
grappled. And he fails that. He's going to. So okay, man. So Loxus got out of his. What's he gonna do? He's only got really kind of one thing he does, and it's use Vine.
Quick attack.
Super effective.
So
Looks like a bad Pokemon choice.
he'll actually
He's a
like
vine whip.
rear one vine up back behind him like a scorpion's tail and try to thwap Posa on the back of him.
Bah!
He fails.
Yes!
And then
I laugh at him.
he's like, "Grr," and they'll try again. And he fails again. Just so for the reference, Ashley, I'm also using a green dice as my main die for Lorgoth, and it's not working.
Don't use those anymore.
So green dyes aren't doing so well.
Not working
I'm
well.
gonna go
for
ahead
him.
and switch these shits out. I'm not gonna use these anymore, so please hold.
So yeah, you see Lorgoth try to thwap Posa twice and suck it up. Suck
Pose a
up.
last. Ha 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 ha!
Yeah. What do you want to do?
Okay, so
This is your redemption moment.
Come on, Penny.
yeah, we'll see.
Nothing fancy.
I think. All right. Do you say nothing fancy or
Nothing
something
fancy.
fancy?
Just just get in there and chop him.
Or
I tried fancy. It did not work out for me any of the times I've tried fancy. So I think what I'll do is, well, one, I get pissed off that Lorgoth is being dirty with my friend and she doesn't appreciate it. So I think what I do is I stand up and I was just like, "That's no lady, that's my fucking code ship person, and like I'm so mad I can't even think of words. And so what I do is I take my machete and I just fucking chuck it at him, at, like his head area.
His sensitive area.
I'm so mad at him for being a dirty fucker in his sensitive area. Yes.
All right, roll me 2 dice.
2 of them. Okay. Let's see. Hell yeah!
You got a plus? All right. So one of your machetes, like, it, it does that slow, like, spin, and then the blade, like, thwack right in his chest. So it's, like, sticking out of his chest.
Nice. I burst out laughing.
Loxus, is that how you laugh?
The mighty Klingon battle laugh.
It's in the moment. Having a good time. I'm having a good time here.
You got one more action.
Okay, and then I run toward him, and I have the other machete up over my head, and I leap through the air like a Klingon would with their bat lift, but it's just a Vulcan and her fucking machete. Right. But I'm still gonna do it.
All right, roll me dice.
Haha! I got a plus again. See,
Nice.
I just needed my blue dice. That's all. Blue is the color of love, guys.
So you leap through the air, and then you slice them, dice them with your your only remaining machete. Mm-hmm. And I'm not having fun anymore, he says.
Oh, shit.
Good.
Death metal voice.
Guys, Metal Lorgoth's out.
We got him to the blinking red phase.
Putting the goth into Lorgoth right now. He's like, "Oh, it's not fun anymore."
What does Shaq do?
Where's McKinley's body at the moment?
She's sort of... So Lorgoth sort of pushed himself into the room. I would say she's actually sort of half under the vines that he used to push himself into the room.
Yeah.
She's not being crushed or anything, but she's sort of half in that plant mass.
I think I'm gonna want to try to free her and pull her out of the combat zone. So if I could, like, see her feet or her arms or something, I want to.
So actually, her her head and her shoulders are sticking out of the plant mass, so you can sort of grab onto her that way.
Yeah, I want to go grab her and drag her behind a table or something.
Okay, since there's not really like too much pressure being exerted on her, I'm not going to make you roll. You're just able to pull her out. You struggle a little bit, but you went to Starfleet Academy. You did some reps. You're not a total weakling.
Yeah.
You have to maintain a certain level of fitness to be in Starfleet. So you pull her out, and you just kind of pull. Where do you pull her to?
Kind of like wherever Zachariah's hiding, like back behind something.
Okay. And we'll just count that as one action. Since I'm not really making you guys use actions to move in this radius, since it's so small.
Yeah. So then for my second thing, I would like to try a brain ball TM, please.
Heck yeah! So,
I think I get 3 for brain balls, yeah?
Yeah, where is brain ball on here?
I think it's just one of my actions.
Yeah, your psionic attack, right?
Yeah, there you go. So let me roll these pups.
Yeah, you get 3 babies.
I got 2 of my babies came up positive.
Hell yeah!
It's twins!
So what's that look like?
Well, after I pull her back behind a table, then I kind of like jump up on top of the table and, fingers to temples.
Classic.
Eye squint situation. I'm editing the episode where we chose our outfits, and in my outfit was John Lennon glasses, and so I fling my John Lennon glasses off, and I do my fingers and I brain ball, just kind of the biggest brain ball I can muster at the biggest spot of Lorgoth target area.
What sound does it make when it hits him?
Yeah,
probably.
Love it. So that actually sizzles like a lot of the vine. It's like this kinetic energy. It's not fire, obviously, but when this kinetic energy hits him, it sort of we'll say the vines in the area. You kind of hit him in the general chestal region, since that's like the biggest target, and all of the vines get impacted by this brain ball, and they sort of peel away back from it as it's just like a sort of instant reaction to this damage, and the brain ball just kind of like goes right deep into his chest, and then he makes this like roaring dragon sound. Like pick any roaring dragon sound from online you can find and insert it in there.
And here.
Yep.
You're not gonna do it?
Oh my gosh, did you guys on Twitter, there's this suit actress from I think like the 80s, and she was playing a monster that Godzilla fought, and she's in the suit crawling around. She kind of looks like
Oh, I did see this.
like what she looks like, that Pokemon that looks like a rhino. What is that? Rhydon or whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah. And she's in character, so she's making these roars. She's like, "Row, row," like in this adorable lady roar voice.
So cute.
But it was really adorable. So the opposite of that is what Lorgoth sounds like.
I just imagine this in like slow motion, and Posa is on top of this thing going, whoa.
Yeah, because the only thing you'd really been doing with it previously was like turning off your neighbor's Game Boy, right?
Yeah, I brainballed like a table and a chair in my room. Like nothing, no like alive things.
Yeah.
Did we all know about this? Have you shown us?
I talked about it. I don't think
Yeah.
you guys have ever seen it in action though.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So, we're going to say, Zachariah is up at the same time as Posa and Lux. He's feeling like impressed by your bravery and your success.
Inspired him.
Yeah. And he stands up and he grabs like a particularly heavy rock from the display case and chucks it.
Hey.
Nice.
Good job, kiddo.
Aw, he missed.
Well,
try.
hey, you know what? It's the effort that counts.
And he
Yeah.
says,
Yeah.
"It's okay. That wasn't worth anything."
Okay.
That's his catchphrase.
It actually goes out the window and he kind of makes a face like,
You hear somebody in the distance go, ow!
so Posa and Lux, you're up next.
Oh, god damn it.
Well, if Posa, if you want to go first, just for fairness sake, by all means.
Is my knife still in him?
No, I would say, well, only if you wanted it to be. But I would imagine that each time you guys are striking him, you're chopping him and pulling it back out, or stabbing him and pulling him back out.
Okay. And I can't, like, give my turn to Shaq and her brain balls.
No, unfortunately, you can't defer. You can't give away your actions to someone else.
No.
But you can chop at him. And just stab him in the head some more.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably what I'll do. It's just
Oh, actually,
screeching and just stab.
and since you still have him grappled because he failed to get out, he takes 2 points of damage as you're sort of strangling him,
Yes.
and more dragon roaring. Like, intense dragon roaring.
Do you give up yet, you smarmy motherfucker?
So yes. So he takes some damage, and then what do? You want to stab him again?
Yeah, just stabbing. Just
All right.
just fucking crazy lady stabbing.
2 babies. Roll me 2 babies.
Okay. 1+.
All right. So you sort of like, you stab him, right? Where do you stab him with your...
Just in the sort of head region, just
Okay.
like all over, not really in one prime location, just kind of
Okay.
wherever my knife lands.
All right, you definitely hit him. Did you want to hit him again?
Yeah.
All right, roll me another set of babies.
So sweet babies. 1+.
All right, so you hit him again, and what actually happens is that everyone else starts to see, but you specifically start to feel all of the mass. It's being held together tightly just by his psychic will, but you feel it, and the rest of you see it. The vines all sort of start to go slack. He's still up, he's still standing, but he's losing form rapidly.
Yes. fucking stab this motherfucker!
She yells.
Loxus, what do you want to do?
I'm going to go after his head neck area.
All right.
It's the same area I smacked at before.
I kick my legs up out of the way like, ha ha ha!
Oh yeah, gotta win.
Oh, yeah. So you...
Sweet.
Yeah, what's that look like?
Well, do I get to do it twice?
Sure, if you want, go for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. I hit twice. At this point, I'm not sure. I think between the brain ball and all the other garbage that's going on, somehow I'm topless.
It makes the most sense.
The brain ball blew your top to smithereens.
And if it didn't blow my top off, I threw it off. I was so excited.
You ripped it off, and that's the story you told later.
Right. The brain ball blew my top off. I don't know what it happened. It's a powerful brain ball.
You know what I just thought of, though? I just thought of the outfit that you gave yourself was technically like a leotard bodysuit thing.
So her underwear is off, too, is what you're saying.
Do the straps over your shoulders get like cut and then it just sort of like falls down?
Right.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so if I'm wearing fucking Jenkos, no wonder I couldn't run on the fucking wall.
It makes sense. It all makes sense now. Yeah.
It all makes sense. Yes! It wasn't my dice all along.
Those goddamn Jenkos.
Those goddamn Janko jeans, of course.
You roll your Jankos up real high.
Yes. They're like Daisy Dukes with just like 6 inches of roll up.
Man, that'd be so thick.
I actually think we might have changed back into our regular clothes in one of the episodes between the one I'm editing and now. So if that's true, undo, retcon,
Yeah.
retcon.
Exactly.
I was wearing Jenkos, that's why I keep falling.
Exactly.
There you go.
Yeah. So, as this is all happening, as your tits unfurl, from your leotard, Lorgoth just, like, you hit him.
A couple of times.
You only needed to hit him once, but you hit him twice for good measure.
Oh, I would keep hitting him. That's the thing.
You're just...
I don't trust that bastard.
We'll say you keep stabbing him over and over and over again. And as you're
I've got bits of it in my teeth.
Ew.
Because I chewed on some of him,
Right.
so I'm looking real crazy wild.
You're like, it's like you're shaping a bush like a topiary, but not in any specific
like
shape.
Edward Scissorhands.
Yes. Somehow it just looks like a penis. I don't know why.
I do.
Weird.
And he says, "Oh no, my sensitive area."
Oh my god.
And he breaks apart into several small like vines, and the vines like all sort of flap like onto the floor and immediately start wilting in this big pile of organic mass. And then he says, "You haven't seen the last of me yet."
Oh my god, burn it.
Yeah, don't take a little piece of that, Posa. You leave it alone. Don't you touch it.
I'm not. Burn it all. My hands are up. Burn it all.
So Posa was like on his shoulders. Did she like fall on her tush?
Because what actually happens is because it starts to sort of unwind, she just is sort of like gently let down onto the ground as it just
Nice.
loses.
But then
its
I
shape.
fall.
That's all like now brown, and all the moisture is out of it, like old leaves on the ground and fall, just sort of brown and wilted. So now you got that. What do you do?
I'm still bashing away at it.
Yeah.
Tits
Lux.
flopping.
Lux. Lux, you did it. You're good. I hold her boobs. You're good.
You just you tie the shoulder straps back together.
I don't even know. I don't do that. I just literally put my hands on her boobs and just cup them a little bit. And just tell her it's okay.
As I
The only way to
dance.
calm her down.
Yeah.
It's the only way to calm me down. Somebody hold my butt.
I grab her butt.
Zachariah just sort of looks at everyone and he says, "Well, if you're quite finished, did you bring the Koboltamminite back to him?"
You did.
Yeah.
You did.
He says, now that you have done your research on the Kaboltaminite, I suggest you take this and go back to your ship and then leave as soon as possible.
I think you could maybe tell us, give us a bit of backstory as to what it is you're doing on Earth in the first place. Obviously, Strelvik had some interest in your being here, so why are you here?
Yeah, what she said.
I am here for the same reason that many people are here, to do research and to learn.
You're Vulcan, though. Why are you here on Earth?
How astute of you.
Super Vulcan.
And? You gonna say anything else?
No.
Well, fuck you then.
Why the fuck did that Strelvik guy want to kill you? What the hell, dude? We saved your life. Like twice.
I've never met that man in my life.
Okay, so Penny is going to use Cunning Linguist on this
you,
fucker.
baby.
Thank you.
Yes. Gain advantage when attempting to convince someone of something or otherwise influence them through charm.
Okay.
So I'm going to use my charm. Oh, never mind. I failed.
Oh,
Damn it, girl. Did you roll 3
I got a
or
negative
just
and 2 blank.
What do you say to Zachariah?
I say, well, we got Strelvik off your back. That's Strelvik, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, he's in our brig right now. Like, we really kind of did you a solid, dude. So,
Well, he's from your time, so I would anticipate, I would expect that you would do everything you could to take care of that situation.
I will bring that motherfucker back here right this motherfucking instant. Seriously. Boop, boop. I will do it.
I boop boop. Don't think your captain would allow that, but it's a strange reaction.
you don't know our captain.
You don't know our captain.
Our captain's a Romulan, goddammit.
Do you say that?
What? No, of course not.
Okay. The longer you stay here, the more harm you risk doing to the time continuum. You should leave now.
Well, I'm only leaving because I gotta get McKinley back to the ship for medical attention, you dick. And then I, push over some beakers and, hit my boot to go back to the ship.
So you say 4 to beam up or whatever?
Yeah.
I want to say 6.
Well, I guess 5
5.
to beam up because we got McKinley.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm going to flip him off as we evaporate. Just middle finger out.
He just lifts one Vulcan eyebrow, and he does sort of smile at you. And he actually lifts his hand, and he gives you the live long and prosper hand gesture.
I lift my other middle finger up.
I give him the live long and prosper gesture, but then I put it into a up yours arm motion.
Or you slide, you hold up the live long and prosper symbol, but then you slide your other middle finger up through the V.
Yes.
And I'm just shaking my head we could have been some of Zachariah. We could have been something. Broke my heart. My sweet Zachariah.
I'm sitting there with my tits out, and I'm like, wait, who's Zachariah again?
All right, so you're back on the, do you bring what is left of Lorgoth with you?
No.
I'd say yeah.
God damn it.
We have to incinerate it. We can't leave it on Earth. It's going to turn into some shit and destroy Earth, and then we won't live.
That's a good point.
Our time won't exist. So we do have to bring. We send a team down to collect all the shit.
So you said a teen, like a teenager. And I was like, yeah, I said a teenager.
One teen.
Yeah.
We trust the fate of Earth to a single teen.
Yes.
Teens. You can't convince teens of anything, so they're psychically resistant to any psychic monsters.
Yeah, there you go.
True.
So you guys come back up to the ship. You send a squad with a bunch of flamethrowers down. Did you want them to bring any sample of Lorgoth back, or do you just want them to nuke it?
I think we learned our
Nuke the
lesson.
motherfucker.
Okay, so they incinerate it all until they're satisfied.
We don't want any more Lorgoth adventures? Really?
Well, here, let me leave a door slightly ajar without narratively doing something we wouldn't do. Let's say the team has to, because if you sent a bunch of guys with flamethrowers down to Stanford, that's going to raise some eyebrows of people on Earth. So let's say we beam all of Lorgoth back to the ship and incinerate it on the ship.
There you go.
That makes sense.
I was going to say Zachariah would run defense for you, but that's actually much easier for him, so he likes this other idea much better.
And then I say, well, forget it. We're doing the other part because fuck you. I don't like you. Just kidding. I don't say that.
So you're back on the ship. You've got Strelvek in the brig, and you've got Lorgoth incinerated, and Tikov is back on the ship.
Wait, are we in?
Oh no, she's not back on the ship. No, you're still in 1993 or 4. So Tikov's not back on the ship. Excuse me. You got to get back to 20 whatever.
Well, I think too it lies in questioning Strelvek as to what the F he did to bring us here, because it was his doing, right?
So, yes, remember you did some scans on the computer systems, and you found out that there was some
sabotage.
Yeah,
listen, all y'all.
I've got it written down here, but I'm just trying to remember if it played out the same way that I've got it written down. So when you did your initial search, you realized that there was something in the biofilter that was out of whack about the baridium. So someone had messed with the baridium filter to like neutralize it. So in a way, it looks like someone was neutralizing the transporter so baridium could go on and off the ship. That's what it looked like. In the process, you were you were in the wrong. It was at the right place at the wrong time. That meddling, right, ended up pinging with the warp core. Did you figure out what happened to the warp core last time?
Maybe I'll be wrong when I listen to it again, but I feel like when I was doing my Minority Report shit.
Yeah.
I feel like all we really arrived at there was that it was all sabotage. Someone had done it on purpose, that it wasn't like a natural anomaly or phenomena,
right,
that someone had done it. And then I think all signs point to Strelvek at this point.
So you did, and I think if you didn't, we'll say you did, you found that there was also some strange activity happening in the warp core.
Yeah.
And while you were gone, the engineering team was just doing all the scans possible, and they actually ended up finding residual biomatter in all of the Jeffries tubes and things like that. And they found little bits of plants in the Jeffries tubes, little vines, little leaves, and it actually led up into or very close to the warp core.
So the saboteur was Lorgoth?
Well,
that's why I was like, I don't know if it's Strelvek, because Lorgoth even said it's not a surprise you guys are here. It's not a whatever you guys are here.
What the fuck was Strelvek up to then?
You could ask him.
Well, I mean, I think we would.
Okay, I'm going to reuse my cunning linguist trait because it's not once per thing, and I'm going to try and redeem myself from whatever the fuck I tried with Zachariah.
Shake him.
Yeah, and I'm going to just march in there, and Sabotage by Beastie Boys is playing because it's canon.
In your head.
And I'm just going to march in there
head.
in my head. Yes. I'm like, listen, all y'all, it's a sabotage. And I go in and I'm just like, look here, Strelvek. And then I'll roll to see how that goes. And yay, I got a positive.
All right. So you lay down some smarmy talk, and at that same time, as you're sort of, pulling off your sunglasses and staring at him.
Because I put them on during the wall run. That's right.
The science officer comes in and says, Lieutenant Penny, the Vulcan, Penny T. Vulcan, I have some interesting information for you. We did some medical. You're like, not now, kid. She's like, we did some medical scans of this Mr. Strelvek, and it turns out he's a Romulan.
Bum, bum, bum.
So what do you say to Strelvek now? Whatever you say, you're going to succeed, right? So, because you rolled a success.
I'm just going to turn to him and put my hands up and be like, the fuck, dude? Like, what are you getting at? What is your game here? Why did you do this? Why did you bring us here?
Are you shaking him at all? Like from his collar? Perhaps?
Can I reach him?
No, he's in the brig, right? Like the energy field is up, yep. But you're, giving him the menacing fist.
The what for? And I'm going to be like, don't tell me I can't handle the truth, because I can too.
He just smiles and he says, well, he certainly didn't anticipate going back to 1993. that was a nice opportunity that unfortunately didn't go as well as it should have. Fucking Mestral. Thorn in the side of Romulans and the Klingons. If I could just have killed him, he wouldn't have helped. Well, maybe I've said too much. And he just looks, he says, the time travel was not my idea.
So just an opportunist.
I was just trying to disable your transporter filter to let my men bring baridium on board to blow your ship up.
Wow.
So he wasn't responsible for the time travel.
Must have been Lorgoth.
Do we have a fucking temporal agent in our midst or something?
Not you know of, not yet.
So
Not yet.
So while I guess once we know it's not Strelvek, I think, Shaq would be very interested to find out who it was, right? I mean, we probably got all our men on this, but Shaq too. So once we know Strelvek didn't do the sabotage, and we did find bits of Lorgoth about, including in engineering and all around those areas, we have to assume it was Lorgoth who did it. So, I mean, can I do the big scans to figure out how we undo it?
Yeah, I mean, you did the studies on the Kabultamanite, right? You're able to.
Yeah, we can fix the Beridian biofilters, but it sounds like those weren't part of it. It was all. I mean, there are kind of two things that happened, and then those two things combined in a weird way,
right,
to take us back.
So you have all of this data of when it happened and how it happened.
Yeah.
And you have the keys. You just need to figure out what the door looks like, right?
Well, I go into the holodeck and I say, "Holodeck, show me a door," and it shows me this weird door.
I've been in this room before.
But I'm gonna roll to try to figure that out.
Yeah.
Do I roll 3 because of engineering?
Yeah. You've got that fancy tech knowledge.
Okay, I succeed.
All right. So you sort of work backwards from what happened, right? You kind of follow Lorgoth's trail. It looks like he had managed to leave the biolab where he was, being kept, and sort of just work his way into the ship. And you looking at the data, you notice there's a lot of strange things that are happening with the warp core that at the time were just sort of written off as, random warp core maintenance things. But now that you're looking, hindsight is 2020, you start to notice a pattern that nobody had noticed before. Since you are psychic to a certain extent, right? You've got the whole, you've got, what's your race? Enar, yeah. And right, you are psychic, even more so than Vulcans. You notice the way that the warp core is reacting. It looks like research you had seen on psychic activity and its effect. You had read this thesis somewhere. It's something like psychic activity and its effect on warp technology.
Yeah, I'm sure I read everything on that.
Right.
It's a TED Talk.
Yes, exactly.
I listened to all the TED Talks about that.
And you realize that these two things, right, were totally unrelated. Strelvek messing with the Beridium biofilter, and Lorgoth sort of feeding on the warp core energy, or whatever it was he was doing. And the result was a flare in warp energy, and actually Strelvek, when the security team went through his things, they find Beridium in his shit.
I am incensed at our internal scanners that we couldn't know that Beridium was on the ship back then.
Well, bigger problems were happening. So you kind of work it all backwards. La la la. What's the technobabble?
Yeah.
And you're able to figure out how to reverse it. It probably does involve slingshotting yourself around a sun.
Undoubtedly.
So you can just sort of recreate the accident, actually, and you're not sure how well that would work.
That's how they usually get back from
Right.
being back in time in Star Trek.
Yep. So, you just gotta sling yourself around a sun while recreating the accident, and you believe you'll be able to get back to the correct time.
I do that.
All right.
Hey, look at us.
It's a very tense moment. You're all like looking out the view screens of wherever you are, whether you're at 13 forward or on the bridge, and there's a big flash of light. And then you slingshot yourself around the sun, and red alert, the alarms are going off, and everything's chaos, and then it just dies down.
And I turn to the Helms guy, and I'm like, Helms guy, where are we at? Status.
And he's looking, the helmsman is looking through the data. He says, "We're home! We made it back to whatever year it was when we left, because I can't remember."
Yay!
Da-da-da-da.
So are we still in Earth's solar system, or are we back in our original location, which was orbiting Plithum 3 or whatever?
You are actually in Earth's orbit still, and you get a hail. Watkins takes it, and it's Starfleet. And they're like, "How did you get here?" Watkins says, "I will file a very detailed report."
It's a funny story.
Da-da-da-da, you're home. Yay.
Yay.
What do you do? You could actually go down to Earth if you wanted.
But we're still not home. This is not our home.
Well, I mean, it's...
Because, don't look a gift home in the mouth.
We'll say you probably have to go down to Starfleet headquarters in San Francisco and make some reports to some admirals. But is there anything you want to do in San Francisco while you're there?
Watkins probably has to report to, like, the temporal agencies.
Yeah.
So while they're doing that, we should, probably do some shore
Sightsee?
leave.
Yeah.
Yes.
Any ideas, ladies?
Well, we would probably go to places that we went when we were in academy, right?
Right, yeah.
True.
So
So hit the local bar.
Yeah, there's an Enterprise episode that says, like, what bar the Academy students drink at. I think it's just called, like, Bar 31 or something.
wow, that's bad writing. Let's go to the most boring bar in San Francisco. God.
We probably didn't drink there when we were students, though. We probably drank somewhere else.
Yeah, because you guys did know
Yeah.
each other in Starfleet. Did you... I'm trying to remember. Did you guys go to Starfleet Academy on San Francisco, or was it an outlying academy?
I assumed we went to San Francisco.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I probably did not.
Well, you all knew each other in Starfleet Academy. We did establish that.
Okay.
For fun flashbacks when you guys are like 18
Gotcha.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So we go to all our old haunts,
Yep.
and we have some
Yeah.
fun flashback episodes. Susie, don't worry about the next
Yay.
5 sessions.
Well, you did it. You killed Lorgoth again. You solved the time problem. Before we wrap it up, anyone figure out who Zachariah was?
Nope.
No, and I tried real hard.
Danny, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's from that episode,
Carbon Creek.
it is Carbon Creek,
Yep.
okay, where Paul is telling everybody a story about the first contact between humans and Vulcans, and it's like her great-great-great-grandma, and it's in, like, Pennsylvania, and, like, 3 people crash there, and one of them is this menstrual guy. Well, it's menstrual.
Yeah.
I like menstrual better. So menstrual.
I was like, he was a what?
Whatever. This guy,
Yes.
Zachariah.
Henceforth
he stayed
shall
on
be
Earth
named.
to, like, help humanity.
Ew. I remember that.
Huh.
Okay.
And this is not knowledge that you guys know, right? Because he basically kept it secret. But in the non-canon, which we are definitely in,
Yeah.
version of Star Trek, including the books, etc., He met Lily, and then Lily, when World War III happened, he and Lily met, they went to Montana and met Zephyr Cochrane, and Mestel actually helped them develop the warp drive. He's not in the movie, obviously, at all, so who knows what happened to him. But in Memory Beta, that's, he's a Vulcan who landed on Earth in 1957 and then stuck around long enough he was very aged when he helped them develop the warp core, or the warp technology. So
undoubtedly traveled around a lot.
Yeah.
So that people didn't realize he wasn't aging as quickly as them, so took a stint in Stanford, I guess.
Yep. Researching some rocks, for warp core technology, probably.
Nice.
Probably.
You have been listening to Memory Alpha. Your hosts would like to thank Smelly Tooth, who composed our theme song and some of the other music that you hear, as well as Roll Music. You can find us online at MamoryAlpha.com and on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter as Memory Alpha. You can tweet at us using the hashtag #ThisPodcastIsTheTits, thanks to Dee Dee, and support us by buying a t-shirt or becoming a patron. And don't forget to leave a rating or review on iTunes.